बड़ी संख्या में लोग सड़क के दोनों ओर मौजूद हैं प्रधानमंत्री का स्वागत करने के लिए, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री जब भी कहीं का दौरा करते हैं तो वहां के लोगों को तमाम विकास की सौगातों से नवाजते हैं। और ऐसा ही कुछ आज होने जा रहा है जब प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारतीय वायुसेना C-295 परिवहन विमान की एयरक्राफ्ट प्लांट की नींव रखने जा रहे हैं। और इससे होगा क्या कि विमान C-295 परिवहन विमान की सबसे बड़ी ऑपरेटर बन जाएगी भारतीय वायुसेना। तो एक विकास की दिशा में एक मील का पत्थर साबित होने जा रहा है। कुछ समय बाद गुजरात में चुनाव भी हैं और ऐसे में गुजरात के वासियों को ये बड़ी विकास की सौगातें मिलने जा रही हैं। गुजरात के वडोदरा में सेना के लिए C-295 ट्रांसपोर्ट एयरक्राफ्ट प्लांट की आधारशिला रखेंगे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी। और आप अपने टीवी स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं कि वडोदरा में किस तरह से उत्साह का माहौल है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की एक झलक पाने के लिए किस तरह से लोग इकट्ठा हुए हैं सड़क के दोनों ओर और हाथ हिलाकर प्रधानमंत्री का अभिवादन कर रहे हैं, उनका स्वागत कर रहे हैं। एक झलक अपने प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री की पाने के लिए उत्सुक हैं, उत्साहित हैं गुजरात वासी, वडोदरा वासी। आपको बता दें कि देश का पहला मिलिट्री ट्रांसपोर्ट एयरक्राफ्ट गुजरात के इसी प्लांट में बनकर तैयार होगा। देश में पहली बार कोई प्राइवेट कंपनी किसी विमान को बनाने जा रही है और वडोदरा वासियों के लिए ये एक अच्छी खबर है। उनके लिए विकास की एक बड़ी सौगात है। टाटा एयरबस इन एयरक्राफ्ट का निर्माण करेगी। टाटा एयरबस 40 एयरक्राफ्ट के अलावा वायुसेना की जरूरत और ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के आधार पर अतिरिक्त एयरक्राफ्ट का भी निर्माण करेगी। और भी कई सौगातों से प्रधानमंत्री आज गुजरात वासियों को नवाजेंगे। तो वडोदरा में ये एक बड़ा विकास का मील का पत्थर ऐसे कह सकते हैं। बीते साल सितंबर 2021 में भारतीय वायुसेना ने यूरोप की एयरबस के साथ करार किया था और इस करार के तहत 40 एयरक्राफ्ट का निर्माण भारत में ही टाटा कंपनी के साथ मिलकर निर्माण किया जाना तय हुआ था। तो आप देखिए कि किस तरह से लोगों का उत्साह दिखाई पड़ रहा है। लोग अपने प्रधानमंत्री की एक झलक पाने के लिए किस तरह से उत्साहित हैं। रोड के दोनों ओर बड़ी संख्या में लोग मौजूद हैं और प्रधानमंत्री का स्वागत, अभिवादन करने के लिए। नीरज सिंह हमारे संवाददाता फोन लाइन पर हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं। नीरज, जो हम तस्वीरें देख रहे हैं वो
All right, so there you see the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on a 3-day visit to Gujarat. And today is when he is set to lay the foundation stone of a C-295 aircraft manufacturing facility and pay tributes to India's first Home Minister Vallabhbhai Patel. On the screens right now are pictures of a rousing welcome given to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the very warm reception as he is on a 3-day visit. Prime Minister Modi, who is set to launch the aircraft manufacturing facility in Vadodara and pay homage to Sardar Patel at the Statue of Unity on his birth anniversary, that is on Monday. And he will also participate in the National Unity Day celebrations to mark Sardar Patel's birth anniversary and address the officer trainees at the culmination of the 97th Common Foundation course, which is called ARAM 4.0. Digital Governance, Foundation and Frontiers, chosen as the theme of the 4th edition of ARAM with a view to help officer trainees learn how to leverage technological solutions to strengthen public service delivery and make the last mile delivery transparent, effective and efficient. A packed 3-day schedule lined up for the Prime Minister. On the 1st of November is when Prime Minister is also set to reach Rajasthan's Banswara district, and he will be attending a public program there to pay homage to the unsung tribal heroes of the freedom struggle. A packed 3-day schedule, and on the 30th of October, as on date, He is there in Vadodara, which is a part of a mega development push in Gujarat. He is to lay the foundation stone of a C-295 aircraft manufacturing facility and pay tributes to India's first Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Prime Minister Modi in the pole-bound state of Gujarat receiving a very, very warm welcome as we see how crowds are cheering as the Prime Minister's cavalcade reaches Vadodara and moves forward. Those pictures on your screens streaming live from Vadodara. Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor, also with us on the phone line. Abhishek, details of the three-day visit of the Prime Minister. But most importantly, as we stay with these set of pictures, him laying the foundation stone of a C-295 aircraft manufacturing facility and how it is set to boost development. Abhishek, if you can hear me, give us details as we stay with these pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His carcade now moving forth in Vadodara, and Prime Minister is also set to lay the foundation stone of C-295 transport aircraft manufacturing facility.
Well, yes, Suesha. So I think in the first half I missed your question. I think there was some patch issue with Suesha, but Prime Minister there in Gujarat for 3 days beginning today. He's landed in Vadodara. A long time back in 1980s, he used to be Pracharak, moved around the streets and lanes and by-lanes of Vadodara. He knows the being Chief Minister of the state. So ahead of elections, he's spending 3 days and the carcade now making its way from the airport in Vadodara to the venue where he would be laying foundation stone for the project that you were talking about. A big strategic move being made by India for the first time. Private sector getting involved in aircraft, military aircraft manufacturing, in a way, taking away the monopoly of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. But what is important is that this is a mid-lift aircraft, which essentially means picking up a payload of about 9 tons. In terms of goods, if it's soldiers, about 70 odd. If it's paratroopers, because they carry special equipment, about 44. And this is going to replace, the aging Evros and AN-32s. Vadodara, in fact, already hosts a transport squadron and a Sukhoi squadron. And the first of the C-295 air squadrons would be coming in Vadodara itself. 16, in fact, are to come in a flyaway condition from Spain, because this is, remember, a collaboration between the Tatas and Airbus. And subsequently, 40 would be built and manufactured in India, in Vadodara. So, Make in India, Atmanirbharta theme in a full play there. And then, of course, after India's requirements are met with the first order of 56 completed over the next 5-7 years, the Tata Airbus combined would be free to, of course, export these aircraft to foreign countries as well. Essentially, the C-295 would be adding to India's airlift muscle in the Himalayas, in the Andaman Seas, and the Air Force in terms of its transport facilities, very nimble-footed. These can land at advanced landing grounds with barest minimum infrastructure, so that's a plus. That's about the military component part, about which Prime Minister would obviously speak when he lays that foundation stone and graces that occasion. But what is important is that the political backdrop cannot be lost. This is the second big project that's coming Gujarat's way. In the last one, the earlier one being of the Vedanta chip-making facility. In the pictures, we can see huge crowds there waving at the Prime Minister, with some cutouts also being held by them. These are, these are supporters of the BJP. These are cadres of the BJP and the masses, of course, in Gujarat. Prime Minister is popular. Prime Minister is close to their heart, and that's getting reflected in the numbers that have come. And remember, in the month of October, November, Gujarat still remains hot. The winters hardly come in for 15 days towards the end of December, mid-Jan. And yet for the kind of crowd that's there, really shows the kind of popularity the Prime Minister enjoys. The politics part, as I said, two big-ticket projects, the earlier one Vedanta and now the Tata Airbus C295 coming Gujarat's way from Maharashtra. So it has led to some bit of politicking with the opposition, particularly in Maharashtra, of the Congress, NCP and Shiv Sena, trying to corner the Shinde government on why those big projects, which were earlier supposed to come to Maharashtra, have gone the Gujarat way. But that's the political part. What is important is that Gujarat already has a big industrial infrastructure, and these two projects really adding to that muscle. And obviously, given the fact that these are coming or have come just ahead of the polls, Election Commission likely to announce those on either 1st or 2nd of November. These really add to the tailwinds that the BJP has, Gujarat being a stronghold of the party. So in a way, you can say that a campaign starting in right earnest. Prime Minister, of course, going to spend the next 3 days in Gujarat. He's there in Baroda today, and tomorrow on the National Unity Day, he would be at the Statue of Unity at Kevadia Colony. A big ticket event lined up there. It is, in fact, turning out to be an alternative national event that the Prime Minister has himself curated and incubated over the last few years after coming up of the Statue of Unity, which is, of course, one of the very close pet projects of him. And we are seeing in the pictures Prime Minister even slowing down, waving at the masses, acknowledging their presence there and moving on. But Statue of Unity is, of course, a big project that Prime Minister has, curated, incubated from his Chief Minister days, and he would be inaugurating a few more projects there, apart from, of course, addressing new recruits to the police forces and generally underscoring the significance of Sardar Patel's worldview in India's scheme of things. And after that, Prime Minister goes to North Gujarat in Banaskantha. That's tomorrow. And then on 1st of November, he addresses an event and inaugurates the Jallianwala Bagh kind of place in Gujarat, or in fact Gujarat, Rajasthan border, South Gujarat technically, called Mangar. And that's a place where tribals had fought the British, and again freedom struggle related event at the Mangar mountain. And Prime Minister would be declaring it a place of national heritage. And then at around, then of course he would be again coming back to Gujarat and addressing a couple of events in central Gujarat, including in Jambugoda in Panchmahals, which is again close to Baroda, and then in Ahmedabad at Mahatma Mandir, where he would be addressing the BJP workers of all 182 assembly constituencies, I believe, via video conferencing. So that's a packed 3 days for Prime Minister, mix of politics in terms of campaigning for the party and inaugurating development projects, and of course an important event for national unity that's lined up at Statue of Unity tomorrow morning on the occasion of Sardar Patel's birth anniversary. Suesha.